Hey, happy Monday, everybody. I hope you're geared up and ready to have a wonderful, wonderful week. We are back in business here in Texas. I live in the Houston area, just north of town, and I'll tell you, it was challenging. We had a lot of days without power. The ice caused a lot of accidents. We had a lot of busted pipes, a lot of things happening because the houses down here aren't built to withstand this type of winter weather. But I'm happy to report my team is safe and we are back in the office. We're ready to go and ready to get going this week, as I hope you are too. And I've been thinking a lot this week about what I wanted to talk about today. And really, what's been coming to my mind a lot lately is the word execution, right? Executing on our plan, executing on our strategy. And it's really the part of the doingness, the taking action, fulfilling out the strategy that we laid before ourselves in our business. So I talk a lot about the what, right? This is what we're going to do. We talk about the why behind the want. I want to create this, I want to achieve this, but what's the why behind it, right? We talk about the cost of not achieving it. Really, all these things that intrinsically can get us ready and get our mindsets ready to go out and be willing to do what we have to do. And once we're motivated there and we have the how, right? And the how is the strategy of how we're going to do this thing and how we're going to create big things in our business and in our lives. And then it really gets down where the rubber meets the road, right? And that's the actual action and the execution that you need to be fulfilling on each and every day and keeping yourself accountable to each and every day. And that's why I talk a lot about the power that we need to generate in our lives, the energy we need to generate in our lives, the staying present to building an entire complete human being. So we've got the mindset, the heart set, the power to achieve what we really want to achieve and execute the things that we want. And I was reading a book this week and I read a quote by Michael Porter that said, "The essence of strategy is deciding what not to do." And I used to think that when I heard people say you got to get good at saying no, many years ago, I always thought, why would I want to say no to an opportunity, right? Why would I ever want to say no to a chance to expand and grow my business? But as my career moved on and as the different things that I decided to get involved in and wanted to grow at certain levels, that is the case today and has been for many years, is we've got to get, me personally as well, have to get to a place where I'm willing to say no. And it's a challenge for me, I'll be honest with you. I get a lot of calls, I get a lot of different opportunities, I get a lot of people that want to work together on projects. And it's very difficult for me to sit down and say, no, this isn't in my current strategy. I don't have the time. I appreciate the call, but I can't really execute on this right now. And it's gotten to a point in my life where I just have to be able to say no. So I don't know if you're in the same place, but really what we're trying to do is siphon through all the opportunities we have in front of us and determine what are those 1, 2, 3, or 4 high value actions, the things we can execute on that are really going to move the needle, that are really going to move our business in the right direction, that we can put ourselves wholly into and we can see it through to completion. And that's another issue I see with a lot of salespeople. They start projects, they begin them, they're excited in the beginning. It gets to the middle, the excitement kind of wears off, and it gets to the end, they never complete the project, and they move on to something else. So if that's you, that's where you need to be getting to a place where you can say no to anything that doesn't excite you enough, that you're not willing to see it through to completion, that you're not willing to execute, so you know that it's going to be completed, it will be done. And ultimately, it's going to impact your life in a powerful way, and it's going to impact your business, your profits, your P&L in a powerful way as well. So think about execution this week and think about what you need to do on a daily basis to get yourself set up to execute every single day. And if the things you're doing to execute are in alignment with the 90-day sprint, the 90-day plan that we put together at the beginning of the year. We're towards the end of February. If you have fallen off track, which a lot of people have, there's a lot going on in the world today. And if you've gotten distracted, if you've lost focus and you've gotten off your game plan, it's time to get it back in line, right? It's time to get it back in alignment. And remember what you were trying to create when you sat down originally and put this plan together and put this 90-day sprint together. Hey, maybe you had to course correct. Maybe you had to make some changes. Maybe you had to make some adjustments. That's fine. That's called life and that's called business. But if you're completely off track and you're not accomplishing what you set down to accomplish, then you've got to take a step back. You've got to take a deep breath and decide, what do I need to say no to in my life today? What do I need to simplify in my life today so I can execute in a very, very powerful way? So I hope you have a great week this week. Stay warm, stay motivated, stay excited, execute, execute, execute. I can't say it enough. And I'll end with this. I watched a great HBO, I believe it was on HBO, about Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, the two coaches of Alabama, New England Patriots. And little did I know they've been getting together for 30, 40 years, talking about their seasons, talking about their strategies, and talking about the adjustments that they were going to make. And Nick Saban said something in one of the clips that I saw, that he said, it doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what the desire is. What matters is, what are you willing to do to get it? Doesn't matter what you want. What matters is, what are you willing to do to get it? So you've got to sit down and apply that to your business life and your personal life and determine what you're willing to do. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of comfort today to realize a greater level of comfort tomorrow? And that's really what it comes down to, right? The things we have to execute on and do, we may not like them all, we may not want to do them all, but we know they have to take place in order for us to realize a greater benefit down the road. So execute this week, have a great week, and we will see you next week.